If you are a person who thinks of things in terms of systems, can you raise your hand for whatever that might mean to you? Do you think of things in terms of systems? Alex does too. You're going to learn a lot from him. If you don't think in systems, which I do not, so I definitely look forward to this. Now, you can think of food as a fuel that runs the systems, and so Alex is very careful about the fuel that he uses to run his fabulous body, which you'll see. And Alex also thinks about fuel and being efficient with fuel that runs the systems even in a building. And he's going to talk to us about these two ideas. So let's welcome him with his talk, Trust the Gut, Alex Glenn's Believe It or Not.
All right, I want to make sure everybody can hear me. What's up, SparkCon? What's up, Pachakacha Night? There we go. It's like the Muppets. The Muppets say, mana mana. You can say, pachakacha. Okay. So you guys tell me when we're ready to go and we'll roll. The man behind Ripley's Believe It or Not, Robert Ripley, was a collector of odd and unusual stories. In keeping with his legacy, I'd like to share my odd story, Trust the Gut. Welcome to AG's Believe It or Not. So, I work as a building scientist in my day job, in houses. And for 10 years, I've promoted this house as a system concept, which reveals that if one component of a house changes, it will affect the performance of the entire house. For example, air leakage affects comfort. In the past 3 years, I've grown increasingly interested in the human body and the many different systems inside the human body. Now, ladies, be honest with me here. Which part of the body are you focusing on right now? Yeah, I know. The butt. Well, how about now, ladies? Check out this big hunk of man meat. Sexy, right? Who wants fries with that? Well, as I've learned more about the body as a system, my attention has increasingly been drawn to the gut. And I think that the gut is an amazing piece of artwork. We're in the cam tonight. Inside the gut, there are over 100 million nerve cells. When the gut is all stretched out, it reaches over 30 feet in length. Now, ain't that some shit? Well, the gut is now being referred to as the second brain. Cutting-edge research is revealing that the gut does much more than just handle digestion, that it partly determines our mental state, and that it plays a key role in our emotional and our physical conditions. When is the last time that you felt nervous about something? Or maybe had one of those gut-wrenching experiences? I think we all use those expressions for a reason. The gut is quite sensitive to emotion. For example, stress has been known to cause an upset stomach, right? Well, scientists have known for years that the brain sends those signals right to the gut and throughout the rest of the body. But new research is revealing that the connection actually works both ways, between the gut and back to the brain. An upset stomach or a troubled intestine can actually be the cause of anxiety, stress, depression, or possibly even more psychological disorders. So when we look at housing, which is what I do, and we think about uncomfortable rooms like air leakage and temperature problems, or maybe a disease like mold growth, building scientists take a comprehensive look at the entire house. We search for that root cause of the problem and not just try to solve the symptom. Here's one of those awful selfie bathroom pics. Maybe you've taken one of these. Go ahead, admit it. Well, for years I lived in pain, and you may not be able to see it, but I had that swollen belly, and I wanted out of pain. whatever it took. I wanted out of a swollen belly. So I bounced back and forth between doctors in search of a solution. And I was prescribed everything from pills to stop the pain and the gas, and recommended surgery to numb the pain and to solve the problem. And I felt like that patient on the stretcher in a silly game of Operation. I knew there had to be a better solution. So I was fed up with Western medicine solutions, and it seemed to be treating the symptoms. The voice in my head, or well, maybe it was the voice in my gut, said, "You better listen to your mama." Well, my mom's here tonight, and Mom, I finally listened to you. So my mom led me to a holistic practitioner, and that holistic practitioner helped me understand that I could avoid drugs and surgery if I carefully selected the food that I put into my body. I was told that I had a gluten problem. The light bulb finally went off in my head, and I said, "You know what? I'm not sick, I'm just a glutard." So I read an article also in the Harvard Business Review that said 45% of corporate executives rely on their gut instinct when they make major decisions and not facts and figures. And it revealed that just as often as their major decisions were successful, they also led to major failures. So I thought to myself, wow, success, failure. Well, what are these corporate executives eating? Do they have a balanced diet? If they improved their diet, could they make more successful decisions? And then I asked myself, should I heed the advice of that practitioner or of my mom? Well, you can probably guess by now, I took their advice. But that did not happen overnight. I had the pleasure of attending a Tony Robbins event, Unleash the Power Within, and it changed my thinking dramatically. Tony says that it is our decisions that ultimately shape the quality of our lives. And I took this advice to heart, and I made a decision to improve the quality of my life, starting with the gut. But change is hard, and people resist change. I certainly did. I knew what I had to do, but taking that action was very difficult. It's taken me over 3 years to heal my gut, and the journey has not been without struggle. Change is a process. And I'm quite familiar with change and that resistance to change in the housing industry. Oftentimes it can feel like a culture clash when we try to speak about building science and the house as a system concept to builders and remodelers who have done it the same way their entire lives. I truly believe now that if we trust the research of these brainiacs and these gut scientists, and if we feed our gut healthy, quality ingredients, we can improve our personal health, our personal efficiency, our personal performance, and in turn improve the quality and the impact of the work that we do every day. Ah, the Jedi Master himself. I listened to my mom, my practitioner, and to Tony, but he said it the best. Either do or do not. There is no try. Use the force to guide you. I believe that you can trust your gut, but only if you feed it wisely. Believe it or not.